to...
All right, what you got here?
All right, so I just bought a 2019 TRD Pro Tundra, and it's got a couple hundred miles on it, and we took a Ram 1500 Bighorn package. We've had it for the weekend. We took this out, and there's some pretty big differences. There's some really cool stuff. My cousin is obviously very much pro Tundra still, but there's some stuff that's in the Ram that I really like. The number one thing I would have to say is the multimedia system. The Apple Carplay is just amazing, and the way that they've positioned the screen nice and high, and it's a lot larger than the Tundra, is really, really nice. The technology, all the hookups, you know, a lot of that stuff is really dated in the Tundra. It's severely lacking. It needs a refresh, which everyone says in the reviews. So this is just really nice. The console options, it has a built-in sliding tray. You can adjust all this stuff. There's charging ports in there. There's charging ports in the rear. And then just the gas mileage of the truck itself is amazing. We've been averaging 19 miles per gallon, and we drove the shit out of this thing several times. We've been using the four-wheel drive. We took it off-road. I've been really impressed. It's not an apples-to-apples comparison because this is a quad cab. It's not a, what is it called? A Ram Mega Cab.
Yeah.
And so the Tundra that I bought is a Crew Max, so it's definitely bigger in the back. Leaves something to be desired if you're looking for a lot of space in the rear. But that said, there are a couple things that I don't like. Really, really, really don't like the, I don't know if you call it parking assist or collision assistance or whatever, but this is absolutely terrible. If you have this on and you throw the truck in reverse, you can be in a grassy field or something and there's nothing back there, and it slams on the brakes and basically stops you from driving until you turn this off. So I don't know what that's all about, but really not a huge fan of that. The seats are pretty comfy, although I think the Tundra itself is more spacious than the Ram. The build quality seems to be a little bit better in the Tundra. We had one instance, I know in the past, some of the Rams had an issue with their electronic controller for like the four-wheel drive and for other stuff. One day we did have an instance where this, I don't know if it malfunctioned or it had a problem or, you know, whatever, but overall this is pretty good. The auto four-wheel drive works really, really good. I was very, very impressed. If the rear wheels start to break loose, it just picks it up right away, eliminates the wheel spin, and just pulls you right out. So overall effectiveness of the four-wheel drive, I would say, is really good. The suspension leaves a little bit to be desired. You're not comparing like their highest model, I don't think, to the TRD Pro Tundra. So the Fox suspension, I think, is better. I don't have a lot of experience driving the Tundra yet, but didn't expect to have this truck right after buying the Tundra. So it's a little bit alarming that the technology package in, the auto up.
Here we go. Here we go.
If there was anything that would make me buy this truck, it's the auto up down windows. This is something that other Toyotas have. It's something that I've had in the 4Runner. And you buy a brand new Tundra TRD Pro, one of the most expensive trim models that they make, and you don't get auto up down windows. So we hop in this thing, you plug the phone in, Apple CarPlay works immediately, you've got auto up down windows, and it's just like, come on guys. So but I think in 2021 the refresh or the redesign of the Tundra will fix all that stuff. What else? The Tundra definitely spoils you with the rear window going all the way down. This truck only has the little slider, which is kind of cool. You know, it's better than not having it at all, but it's nothing compared to actually putting down the entire rear glass. It makes the truck feel like a Jeep, and obviously this one doesn't have a sunroof and stuff like that, whereas the Tundras do come with that, or mine does anyway. Yeah, technology-wise, this blows the Tundra out of the water. I think build quality, ride quality, reliability-wise, the Tundra is probably still better. And then our fault for not comparing a Mega Cab to a Crew Max. The Crew Max is obviously like having a limousine in the back. And then what do you think? You've been driving the truck off and on too for the weekend, and you've been laughing at me every time I talk about the windows.
So after driving it, the auto up and down doesn't bother me as much because they're not all auto. So
yeah, it's only the front.
I'd get to a stopping point, I'd get out, and I'd lock the truck up with everything in it, and then I'd get back from the gas station and realize the back windows were down.
Yeah.
So honestly, if they're not all auto, I don't care about it.
Yeah, same thing with the rear window. It's not auto either.
So
I think it just pissed me off because in the 4Runner, we have auto up-down rear window.
Yeah,
right?
okay, I'm with you.
It's a 2006. You get a 2019 Tundra, no auto up-down rear window.
I mean, that's Toyota's deal, right? I mean, you're going to drive the Tundra, it's going to do multiples of miles of this thing without issues.
True.
But you get in this thing and you do have turnkey technology. I mean, Apple CarPlay is sick. I've actually never used it before this. It's extremely user-friendly. It's easy to use.
It's usually not this nice because the screen's like, they did a good job with putting the screen nice and high,
Okay.
so you can see it easily from the driving position. If it's down lower, like in the other vehicles, but
This,
anyway.
I have been impressed by the auto four-wheel drive. It actually, like comparing it to my 2001 Tahoe, the Z71, it works better in here. It's almost like an all-wheel drive, so I think that's worked very well.
What do you think about the power of the Hemi and the 8-speed?
It's okay.
Okay.
I mean, it's good. It feels like a V8 should.
Okay.
I'm not blown away by it,
Okay.
but I mean,
You can say
it's
you're
nice.
partial to the Tundra.
Oh yeah, I mean, if it was this or the Tundra, I'd go for the Tundra. But
How did we miss the TRD exhaust? That's what we're missing in this truck.
oh yeah, you can't miss that. I mean, I will say the other plus is allegedly we're getting on average right now 19 miles a gallon. So you're driving a full-size four-wheel drive V8 truck, and that's hard to get.
But tell them what you really think. Full-size V8 truck that might break in 100,000 miles.
Yeah, I'm still not going to say 4 miles a gallon to get it. I mean, I'd buy Toyota.
All right. Any last thoughts? They definitely. I mean, charging ports and electronics and everything else. This is.
I mean, that's super convenient. You've got two here. You even have a mini USB charging port. I mean, I think that's what that is. Or USB-C, I don't know.
I think so. Yeah. Like this one.
Yeah.
For the laptop.
I mean, that's cool. So, I mean, the center console is really nice. A ton of room in there.
This is nice.
That slides back. So, there's some nice things about it.
All right. Any last thoughts?
No? What do you think, Tundra Man?
I mean, you can't beat the Fox suspension. The other thing is the Voodoo Blue is just, I haven't seen any other truck that looks that mean on the road. If you put the Voodoo Blue next to any of these in any color, this one's black. Is it black?
It's like a charcoal gray or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
If you put a picture of this next to the Tundra, it has a stance to it that just kind of commands presence. It looks mean. I don't know. It just depends on what you want, I guess. The tech package in here is really, really nice. You get in the Tundra and you feel like you're driving a dinosaur. Isn't that what I said the other day?
Yeah. Well, maybe we'll find a mod for you for the window switches and you'll be a happy camper.
I looked already. It's supposed to be the switch, but then you got to do a relay under the, and all this other stuff. So, anyway, all right, over and out. All right, I'm back in the Tundra today, and a few things are very apparent compared to the Ram. One is just how antiquated the tech and charging package is from Toyota. I mean, this is like driving a 2012, 2014 Tacoma, basically. There's a couple other things though, like the turning radius. I forgot to mention the turning radius in the Tundra is unbelievably tight compared to the Ram, and I have to say I think the Ram is faster. Like when you get, I mean, obviously we've got TRD exhaust in here, so it sounds sick, but I think the Ram is actually quicker. It pulls really hard with the 8-speed, so I'm not sure if it's just geared like right in the sweet spot all the way through the gears, but it feels like you get to 80, 90, 100 just a little bit quicker than the Tundra. The Tundra feels a little bit more torquey, maybe because that rear end is geared a little bit lower. At the same time, I don't know, the Ram has a good pull to it. It definitely feels faster overall, and obviously this is driving me crazy. Like I was saying, it's only auto down on the one window, not even auto up. And I took a, I'm gonna put a screenshot right here. I took a Lyft or Uber, whatever it was, home from the airport, and I was in a Toyota Sienna minivan, and I was in the back seat on the passenger side, mind you, not even the driver's side. Guess what it had? Auto up-down windows. So, Toyota, you're kind of on my shit list right now. And I've got to say that I almost think that the seats, or whatever, the sort of bucket supportive seats in the Ram are a little bit more comfortable than the TRD. But one of the important things to note is the cockpit width of the TRD is definitely wider than in the Ram. So probably if you're a bigger guy, especially in the hips, you're gonna feel that the Ram is a little bit narrow. The seats in the Tundra are definitely wide and flat, but the actual overall distance of width that you have is bigger. It's more spacious for sure. Both driver and passenger, I sat over there. Now obviously we didn't have the Ram and the Tundra together to do like a comparison and drive them side by side with the drone footage or anything like that. But I did drive both of them in the same day. And so, you know, there's pros and cons to each. I don't know. I really like the Ram. I think the ultimate truck right now would be if you could take some of the creature comforts from the Ram and stick them in the Toyota, like basically do a tech package or a tech refresh. Definitely keep the steering ratio or turning radius of the Tundra, because the Ram we had a hard time making U-turns with. The Tundra just whips right around. It's a lot easier to park. I think visibility was better in the Ram. Yeah, I don't know. We'll do some more comparison videos. See you in the next one. Let me know in the comments what you want to see about the Tundra. Got the drone going up tomorrow, so it should be fun.